Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sunique and today I'm unboxing my latest purchase from Mona's Emporium. I love this sharing. Let's just take a look. I know what it is though, obviously, because I ordered it. But I like to open the box with you. So let's open the box. Cheryl's doing this tarot and tea subscription, which I am interested in, apart from the fact that I don't like tea. I cannot stand tea. Tea and me do not agree. But if it's something that you're interested in, then yeah, check it out. Okay, cookie, cool. Right, look, black tissue paper, and we've got 2 decks from Lennox Reese. I thought I'd take the opportunity to buy both. And this is the Folkloric decks. There are, as I understand it, going to be 5 of them altogether. So the forest one has been out a while, the waters one is new. But it's just great that UK distributors now are holding these decks. Tarot Grove also hold them, and they're the same price as Cheryl's. I'm quite excited for these actually. I'm going to do them side by side because they are part of a series. I thought, yeah, let's do it side by side. So I presume if you are a tarot enthusiast, you've probably already seen Folkloric forest walkthroughs. I've only sort of dipped my toe in those because I didn't want to see them all. And the ones that I saw, I thought, yeah, that's the one for me. And Folkloric waters, well, I don't know. Let's find out. So as I understand it, these are classical art pieces, restructured, reimagined for the tarot. And of course, they're not the first to do this. I do have a few of these types of decks. This is gorgeous. Oh, let's just appreciate for a second these boxes, this design. This is like luxurious fabric. Amazing. Okay, on the bottom of the boxes for the Folkloric forest, we've got an earthy perspective and a watery perspective for the Folkloric waters. I am a great fan of the forest, but not too deep because it can get a little scary. But I do like forests, and living where I do, there's a lot of, well, a friend of mine said there's 200 forests down here in Cornwall. Well, I think maybe some of them are on private grounds. And of course, there's a lot of water because I live by the seaside. And also we've got lakes around and about. Although today we've officially got a drought. So much sunshine. So on the back, oh, these are nice, aren't they? So we've got this little squirrel here on the back of the forest box, and then we've got seashells on the back of the waters. Here on the forest, venture into the forest inspired by Finnish and Northern European folklore and mythology, brought to life through curated antique paintings rooted in land, labour and lived in time. This is the 2nd edition, so it is 2026. Ah, okay. Well, I don't know what the 1st edition looks like. And then we've got Step into the Waters, inspired by Finnish and Northern European folklore and mythology, brought to life through curated antique paintings rooted in land, labour and lived in time. So pretty much the same. 1st edition 2026. Okay, so they're both this year. Both available now. Oh, okay. Let's get in. So it looks like there's a seal here, but actually there isn't. It's printed. Oh, that's nice. Inside of the box. This has got green edging. As you'd expect, really, edging would be green on a forest deck. And that's the forest deck. And a little white book, as they call it, or booklet. Same on the inside of this box as it is in the forest one. Exactly the same. This one is, oh, it's like a deep blue. Oh, that is a gorgeous colour. Gorgeous, gorgeous colour. Wow. So they're exactly the same size. Same size as a Rider-Waite Smith card size. And already just on these two we can feel the different energies between the forest and the sea or the water. Okay, so let's go through them. So here's the Fool, and the Fool has got, well, I would say was the full satchel really there. All the things they need. And this Fool is sitting on the edge of a cliff. And of course the Fool usually is. I love this little gold border they've got around the outside, the little 0 there to tell us the number of the card, and then the title of the card on the bottom again in this gold. And the backs, same as the guidebooks. So both magicians are quite dark, aren't they? And we've got all the paraphernalia on the desk on both. This one's got a statue, which is really dark. Gosh, that's so difficult to see. Oh, you've got little bottles and it's like a chemistry set there. So the seer and the source for the high priestess. So we've gone in different directions here. This almost looks like it's been made into a head, an animal's head there. This is very ethereal. Wood nymph, wood nymph. And then for the Empress, we've got the maiden and we've got the vessel. The Empress is normally pregnant in the Rider-Waite Smith, and so we can see that's a vessel for new life, isn't it? So this is a vessel for creation. Look at this stormy sea here. And here we're in the woods. Oh, makes me want to go and get into the woods. Okay, so we've renamed these as well. So for the Emperor, we've got the Guardian and we've got the Pillar. Very stable energy. I mean, this water's coming through here below these trees, and yet these trees are still standing very, very tall. They don't look like they're going to come down anytime soon, do they? And then we've got a very strong tablet. We're sitting here playing an instrument there. Little birdie on the side. The Elder and the Order for the Hierophant. Teaching the young there. You've got, look at those glasses. I do recognise this image actually, but don't ask me who it's by. I will presume it says in the guidebook actually. Yeah, it's a Dutch painting. An old man in a fur cap, 1650 to 1660, and it's Karel van de Pluim. Don't speak Dutch. Karel van de Pluim. Anyway, it's nice that Lennox has actually included a reference for the paintings. Some lovers. Very different type of lover's image there in the forest deck. Oh, look at this chariot. I'm going to need some willpower to keep those two together. And then the willpower to get this boat across. Strength. Yeah, some very dark elements. You can see this person here and this dog. Really in shadow. And then this person here is riding a ram. I don't think I'd recommend that, would you? Take some strength to do that. Oh. And then the strength of love here. Being cared for. Putting somebody else's needs before your own. Yeah, Hermit. The candle's gone out on this Hermit. There's an hourglass, there's a skull, and there's a journal. So this Hermit has left this environment here and gone off to find his inner truth, or their inner truth. And then the Hermit is a lighthouse in the water deck. Gosh, yeah, not many people in the lighthouse. Here's the wheel. The wheel of life, the cycle of a plant, or plants. Yeah. Fortunate enough to see that every year. And then here we've got the wheel as the tides, coming and going, and time. Justice. So for the hangman, we have the sacrifice and we have the submerged. And so we're submerged in our emotions there, aren't we? And the hangman is assigned to water, actually. And then we have this sacrifice, which is quite a sad image, really. There's a pigeon. Yeah, a dead wood pigeon. Card 13. We've got a shipwreck there, or what's left of a shipwreck. And then the dog at the gravestone. Here lies. Temperance. And the devil. Oh! I think those are oysters. So sexuality, isn't it? Because they are aligned to sexuality. An aphrodisiac. It's the tower. This tree hasn't held on. And we've got these birds. In a storm of the sea. Star, so literally stars in this one. And is this? Reminds me of the Artemis story, bathing naked in the pool. And the moon, although Artemis is aligned to the moon, as in Selene or Selene, however you pronounce it, never sure. They're very slippy, these cards. They've both got this beautiful blue hue, haven't they? Like travelling up to the moon here, being pulled towards it. And the sun. Gorgeous. These are beautiful cards. Judgment. Oh, where they're looking up as well. Oh, gosh, that's a very strong image. And Judgment here, the ship's going down in another storm. So there's a lot of stormy waters in the Folkloric water deck. And then we have the world, which is peachy. Oh gosh, and we've got like a bee there and a butterfly. So that's their world at the moment, isn't it? That's everything that they could possibly want. And then this world is on stilts. So starting with fire, or what would be wands, and here's the ace. It's got an abalone shell. And what remains of a tree there. The 2. So this is where we're making our plans. Deciding whether to go. And then the 3, off we go. Some wild boar. Wouldn't want to meet those in the forest. Although they might find you some truffles. And there's this 3. Oh wow, that's amazing. 4. Making a fire. Now jumping off the cliff there. 5. Gosh, is that a bear? Gathering up the honey there. So we've got all these bees all like trying to dissuade the bear from taking the honey. And then we've got a couple of young girls there trying to sneak through the cave. 6. Oh. So that's a lovely image, isn't it? Oh, oh, oh. I'm not sure I like that. 7 of fire. That's quite... don't like it. Sorry. No, that doesn't sit well with me. I don't like it. Here's the 7 of fire energy in this deck. And then we have the seals as well. 8. That's swiftness. Very much so there. And then we've got these hermit crabs. There's the 9. This snake. Ooh. And the 10, there's those bees. That beautiful sky there. Okay, court cards. So, it's a page. Nice. The stoat. Looking at each other. Oh, queen. Look at that cat. I am a queen. That's beautiful. And then the king. So the animals in the forest deck. On to water suit, which would be cups. Ace. Lotus flower. We have the feast here. 2. Beautiful. Yeah, just in connection with reflection of themselves there. It's like almost dipping their fingers into the subconscious element. Who am I really? 3. The little cubs there playing. And I've got all these frogs. Having a lovely time. The 4. And 5. He's waiting for a man to come back with the fish so that they can eat, or sell the fish so that they can live. And there they're feasting on old bones. Picking over old bones. Yeah, that's the scene, isn't it? Oh, look at this 6 of water. Playing with the little sailboats. Preserving in a jar, in a glass jar. Oh. 7. Another stormy sea. There's a lot of stormy seas. I think I already said that, didn't I? A lot of stormy seas. Okay, 8. Disturbed at the reed bed there. That's lovely path going up here in the 8 of water for the forest deck. And a 9. That reminds me of a painting I'm sure my mum had. It looks familiar. And this individual here fishing. Again, we've got the reflection. Here's the 10. We've got a rainbow on the water. Is it called a schooner? And here we're taking the... Oh, look at this one. Oh. You can see the youth there coming. Oh, lovely. Pages. Little angel. Oh, fairy. Oh, look at that horse for the night of water. Wow. The Queen. Oh, very famous picture there. Is it a water house? Yeah, water house. Called Mermaid. That's featured in quite a few decks, that image. Where's the king gone? There. Putting 2 cards at once. It looks like he belongs there, doesn't he? Okay, air. It's like a board you'd put on the wall and hold all your important documents or documents you want easy access to. And we've got a windmill. 2. Birds in both. There's a 3. Usually a very troublesome card, isn't it? The 3 of Swords. And I think this one's been shot. They rear them to shoot them. And that really makes sense for a 3 of Swords energy, doesn't it? You've got the sword emblem at the top here. But yeah, they're actually bred to be shot. What a betrayal. And what's the betrayal going on here? doesn't look very happy. 4. Oh, maybe 5. Heather. Calling out. This stag's been being attacked by these vultures. This is 6. Plays dinner. So these pieces of wood have been laid down so that it can actually access this, what I presume is a cave. Here's the 7. 8. Herding it, I think, and they're trapped in the net. Yep. Trapped energy in both. There's a 9. Card of Nightmares. And the 10. Are trapped in a spider's web and washed upon the shore. Page. Nice. Oh, don't come out. Oh, telescope. Curiosity. I mean, that curiosity is not going to bode too well. Queen. And the king. And on to the pentacles. The ace. 2. If that's covered in seaweed, be very, very careful because it's very, very slippy. Been there, done that. Here's the 3. That's nice. Groups in both. The 4. Eggs in a basket, and then we've got these fish. 5. 6. Oh, nice raspberries. Got some in the fridge. I do like raspberries. 7. 8. Got different energies for the 8 there. And the 9. And the 10. There's a page. Can you tell I'm a little bit of a sucker for animals? Oh, they're nice. It's a wolf, I think. There's the queen. Wow. And finally, the king. Okay. So we'll take a look at the guidebook. We're going to take a major card. So we'll take the star. A minor card, 4 of water, and a cool card. And then I'm going to take the same for the other deck, and then I'm going to read the guidebook. Hopefully that's okay. Right, so King of Earth in the forest deck. Dependable, forthright status. An enormous figure emerges from the rich green foliage, the moose with its antlers reaching the sky like an ancient living crown. It moves with authority with the confident pace of a king who knows the lay of the land. Each stride leaves the forest quieter in its wake. An unspoken acknowledgement of power. But the moose is more than a symbol of strength. It represents the patience required to withstand long winters and to survive and thrive through the challenges of the wild. This mimics the intention of the King of Earth, whose wealth is built on the steady cultivation of hard work. No luck needed. Moose were an important game animal in northern regions, providing meat for food, hides for warmth, and antlers for tools. Their populations are influenced by habitat conditions, including forest cover, food availability, and climate, as well as by hunting pressure. And then in the water deck, accountability, command, and wisdom. The elder, wrapped in fur and wool, stands in the open doorway of a cabin, gazing longingly at the dark and brutal sea, and although not out working on a boat, the figure's attention remains on the distant horizon. The storm beyond the door is knocking at the limits of control. There's no command in it, but there's time for preparation. The King of Earth doesn't rush forward recklessly and doesn't retreat in fear, paralysing watching the tide, understanding it and planning accordingly between shelter and storm, land and sea, security and uncertainty. Deep in experience and calloused by labour, all of the conditions are evaluated before acting. Long-term protection matters. Living beside the sea required constant vigilance and care. Coastal life is unpredictable and meant maintaining boats, nets, shelter and supplies. I chose this card because it's the card I drew today in my daily draw. And just reading that, this is really sad actually, but a few days ago there was a terrible, terrible accident when a woman in her 30s and her father in his 60s fell into the sea, and unfortunately, although the rescue operation was really intense, unfortunately they did both die. So the power of the sea should never, ever, ever be underestimated. It might look nice, but that part of Fistral, South Fistral, is notoriously dangerous. And this happened about 7 o'clock at night, and the lifeguards finish at 6 o'clock. So there was a scramble to get everybody there, air rescue, it was everything went there to try and help these two. But they got bashed up against the rocks, I'm afraid. And so my thoughts and condolences go out to their families. A tragic way to end their holiday. But let's get back to the deck. I just wanted to outline the power of the sea and just how we should be very, very mindful, especially on holiday. I mean, if you are coming down to Cornwall, please be careful. Please follow lifeguards' advice. They're there for a reason, not to spoil your fun. So let's go on to the Four of Water. And so in the Folkloric forest, it's disillusionment, seclusion and stagnation. A figure sits silently beneath a shadowed canopy as a stream flows and the forest breathes. With legs stretched out and hands absently drawing patterns on the earth, the figure stares blankly. Detached from the surrounding beauty, the unspoken emotions are weighed down by an unnamed burden. Like roots buried deep in the soil, there's a lingering danger of slipping too far into isolation. The Four of Water demands a careful compromise between introspection and action. It encourages contemplation without becoming lost and uses its hiatus for emotional recalibration. Rivers, streams and springs are significant places inhabited by spirits. Water was to be approached with attention, stillness and respect. Offerings such as small objects were given in return for help or balance. And then in the water deck, drift, pause, submersion. Quietly floating through the deep green water, the fish are suspended in a world of stillness and light. The current is carrying each one slowly and steadily. Life continues on without urgency, almost like living is taking a break. The water feels heavy, as if emotions have sunk into the sand rather than rising to meet the air. The Four of Water is the need to step back from activity, just like when the fish sink into cool, darker waters. Detachment isn't always about lack of care. It can be about the space needed to think, to find clarity, take a breather or reconsider, and locate the quietest part of the river and float in silence. Still lakes and deep waters were believed to be associated with unknown entities. They were regarded as potentially dangerous environments due to their far-reaching depths, cold temperatures and changing conditions. And then the star. And we have just exactly the same amount of information for the majors as we do for the minors and the chords. The star here is rejuvenation, serenity and wish. The wandering figure strolls like a whisper through the dense silence of the forest, stepping lightly along the stream's trail, bare feet pressing into the cool earth and moss. The stream leads the figure further into the lush sanctuary not lost, but drawn. It's as if the water is cleansing the path while it washes away remnants of the past. Finding renewal is the energy of the star, an invitation for hope after the storm, like a deep sigh of relief. Release the heaviness of the world's demands and dip into the pool. No matter how dark the previous path was, there is always light ahead, even if it's just one sparkle. Go ahead and look for it. Bathing in a brook was believed to cleanse physical impurities and spiritual afflictions. The flowing water carries away what no longer belongs, restoring balance and connecting the bather to the living forces of nature. So although this is a forest deck, there's a lot of water energy there in these cards. Well, these two. Okay. Here we have illumination, promise and renewal. Stretching far above the ship's deck, the field of stars is a calming light in the night sky, gazing upwards as if looking for an answer. There's no horizon, merely a soft radiance of memories and distance. The stars are a comfort in reaching another day, and a compass for trusting in an expected certainty. Their soft glimmer fades and sways atop the waters down below. Once the chaos has blown by and the spirit begins to breathe again, the star restores hope. So remembering that it comes after the Tower card, doesn't it? Forget life-changing highs. Faith is found through ordinary gestures and gentle comforts. The light is a reminder that guidance exists in the dark as the path forward moves through mysterious waters. Before modern instruments, travellers relied on the stars to navigate by boat or foot. Certain stars indicated the north, providing safety and confidence in orientation while travelling. Okay, so that was the first look at these two beautiful decks by Lennox Rees. The Folkloric Forest and the Folkloric Waters. They are lush. Cardstock, well, what do you expect? It's absolutely beautiful. No cardboard here. It's gorgeous. Got spring. But then, as we know, and as I say, every time I go through these decks, is I don't know very much at all about cardstock, so don't rely on my opinion, but I think it's going to be pretty sturdy. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. You don't know how much I appreciate it. Until my next video. Bye friends. Bye.